Looker is Girl Scouting's online tool for data analysis. In simpler words, it is Girl Scouts' way of getting you the information you need to move your service unit forward when you need it, without waiting for someone to be back in the office tomorrow or on Monday morning. At GSWise, only service unit leaders have access to Looker. If you are a service unit leader and haven't accessed your Looker account yet, please contact your volunteer support specialist for instructions. Looker will give you access to service unit rosters, current membership information, and detailed information about the troops in your service unit. Looker can replace most of those probably out-of-date Excel spreadsheets with current information that is available at the click of a few buttons. You won't have to wait for someone else to create the report and send it to you anymore. The information in Looker is updated overnight, so everything you look at is as of yesterday. This is a huge step from having the information in an emailed spreadsheet once a month that may or may not be up to date. You will use Looker to support your service unit by looking at the numbers that can give you insight into your service unit's membership trends. Use Looker to be a GIRL. Be a go-getter. Use Looker's mobile-friendly website to access information on the fly. Be an innovator. Use the information in Looker to look at trends and gaps and create new ways to bring more girls into Girl Scouting and to make girls want to return every year. Be a risk taker. Not sure what happens if you click something? You can't break Looker, so click the button. Be a leader. Demonstrate patience. Looker is accessing millions of records to get you what you need. During peak times, it can be a bit slow. Show Looker you have what it takes to lead the data to your screen. Click once and give Looker a chance to think. As a service unit leader, you have access to the personal data of hundreds of Girl Scout members, most of whom are minors. Please be sure to treat personal data with care and in the way that you would like your and your girls' personal data treated. Pieces of the data, such as troop meeting information, may be shared, but take care in handling the personal information in the reports. These are reminders you receive all the time, but they're worth repeating. Don't share your login information with anyone. Don't share data with outside individuals or organizations for any reason. If anyone from outside the organization asks you for information, please don't give them any information other than the phone number and email address for GSWise customer care. Don't use this data for your own personal or business mailing lists. This is not the invitation list for your next Pampered Chef party. Only share this data on a need-to-know basis. Troop organizers should be sent the information about their school regularly. Event coordinators may need co-leader contact information or a service unit email list. Registered co-leaders may need contact information for a younger troop for bridging requirements or to plan a large get-together. Day camp directors use this information often. All of these are acceptable uses of this information, so feel free to share with them. Make sure the person you're sharing with is a registered and approved Girl Scout member by checking your service unit roster or contacting your engagement consultant. If you're not sure if you should share something, don't. Contact your volunteer support specialist for clarification. You will see these reminders in Looker, too. Let's get into the basics you'll need to know about Looker. The first thing you need is a quick registration system vocabulary lesson, so we're all on the same page about what some words mean. A contact is an individual person. It could be a girl or an adult. A household is all the members of a family. It includes the contacts for all girls and adults in the family. Position is the role a contact holds in the troop. For girls, the position is girl. For adults, that could be co-leader, cookie captain, service unit leader, etc. The Opportunity Catalog is the online troop database. When a potential member goes to the website and clicks Join Now, they fill in a few pieces of basic information and then are taken to the Opportunity Catalog where, based on their zip code and grade, they can search for a troop. If they have the troop number, they can search by troop number as well. The preferred contact is the member of the household who is considered the primary contact. For girls, this will be a parent or guardian. For adults, it will be either themselves or another adult in the household. For example, Susie is a Girl Scout and is in a household with her mom, Jane, and her dad, John. Both adults are also registered members, so they can help with the troop. Jane was the one who went online first to register them all, so unless she made a point to list John as the preferred contact, she will be the preferred contact. Now, on to Looker-specific vocabulary. There are dashboards and looks in Looker. A look gives you a specific list of information. A dashboard has several looks on it to give you a bigger picture. You have access to 3 looks and 1 dashboard. This is the one dashboard you have access to. We'll talk about it in detail later. For now, all you need to know is that each of these sections outlined in green is a tile. Clicking on a tile will bring up the look that it's connected to. Now let's take a look at your home page. On the right side, you'll see notices from the GSUSA data team. Ignore anything that says something about new dashboards or labs. You don't have access to those, but the notices are universal to all GSUSA users, including staff. You can pretty much ignore the left side too. Those exist primarily for staff who have a lot more reports to navigate than the average user. The New to Looker box will take you to a GSUSA recorded training. Keep in mind, it's over a year old and some things have been updated and may look a bit different. Notice the personal data and sharing data reminders. They're there to remind you that you now have access to the personal information of hundreds of girls and are being trusted to use it responsibly. You can scroll down to see suggested dashboards and looks. These will always be the same 4 because they are the 4 that you have access to. Navigating from one place to another in Looker is very simple. From anywhere on the site, you can click the Looker logo in the top left corner to go back to your home page. From the suggested dashboards and looks on your home page, you can click any of the reports to be taken to the full dashboard or look. Now that you have the basics, let's dive into what you'll see in Looker. As an administrative volunteer, you have 4 reports available. The full roster look lists every registered member of your service unit. The Troop Details look gives detailed information about each troop in the service unit, including their meeting information. The Membership Analysis Dashboard shows 2 years of membership in the service unit, the current year, and either last year or next year, depending on the time of year. Finally, the New in the Last 2 Weeks look lists all members who have registered to a new position in the last 2 weeks. One thing to keep in mind, no matter which report you're looking at, is that Looker refreshes overnight, so you're always looking at data as of yesterday. Let's take a closer look at the full roster report. The full roster report lists all registered members of your service unit along with basic information. Use this report to create mailing lists for the service unit and to find out if someone is a currently registered member. You should also be sending rosters for each school to your troop organizers at least once a month, preferably before your service unit meeting, so troop organizers can use the information to personally invite their leaders to the service unit meeting. This is the full roster look. On most screens, you'll have to scroll left to right to see all of these columns. The black boxes are there to protect personal information. They are for this presentation only and will not appear in your report. First, let's see what each of the columns on this report are. The service unit column is your service unit number. Looker exclusively uses your service unit number, not your service unit name. The troop/group is where you'll find the troop number. You may or may not have seen the long version of the troop numbers that are used in our registration system. Here's what they mean. The first piece in the pink box is the service unit number. All of the troops in your service unit will begin with this number. The second piece in the blue box is the troop number. All GSY's troop numbers are 5 digits. For 4-digit numbers, add a 0 to the front. The final piece in the purple box is the name of the school or site that the troop is based out of. Usually, this is a school, but it could also be a Boys and Girls Club, a church, or other organization. The troop name shows an association. It doesn't necessarily mean that the troop meets in that location. The membership type will tell you if a member is registered as a girl or an adult, and whether the adult is registered with a single-year membership or a lifetime membership. Position is the position a member holds within their troop or group. Anyone with a girl membership should have girl listed in this position. First name, last name, and email are the information for that member. Email addresses are usually for the preferred contact in a household, but adult members may have their own email addresses associated with their contact. The Does Member Allow Email column will have either a Y or an N. Anyone with an N has opted out of emails. Please speak with your volunteer support specialist to determine whether you need to filter these people out of your email lists. The phone number, like the email address, is usually for the preferred contact in the household. Use your judgment on whether someone you're sharing information with needs a phone number. The address will be the same for everyone in the household. Occasionally, divorced parents will be listed in the system together in one household. The system will support only one address per household, so this will be the address for the preferred contact. There's rarely an instance when someone needs this information, so please consider whether the person you're sharing information with needs to have the address. The name, parentheses school, field is the name of the school a girl attends. Adults will show not applicable. If a girl shows school not found, please have the troop organizer reach out to the troop leader to get that information. If there is no troop organizer at the school, please make that contact yourself. Please don't assume that a girl attends the school her troop is affiliated with. The girl grade is the grade the girl is currently in. Adults will just show adult. The position active date is the date the member registered to the troop. Status is the background check status. This information is 100% confidential and should not be shared with anyone for any reason. Using this information or sharing it may result in your removal as a Girl Scout volunteer. If you see someone marked as ineligible, please don't make any assumptions. There are lots of reasons that someone may have that marker. The information is shared on a need-to-know basis, and you are likely not on that very short list. In general, you can assume that if someone is registered to a role, we have approved them for that role. If you have questions or concerns about someone volunteering, contact your volunteer support specialist. Expiration date is the date the background check expires. This will show not applicable for girl members. One thing to keep in mind is that all volunteers are eligible for the full membership year when their background check expires. For example, if the background check expires in January, they're eligible to volunteer until September 30th and will be prompted to complete a new background check when they register for the following membership year. Preferred contact name is the primary contact for the household. For girls, you can assume that the primary contact is a parent or guardian. Does member allow a photograph indicates whether the waiver was clicked when someone was registered. For now, ignore this. Continue to follow the rules set out by your volunteer support specialist. There's a whole lot of information in these reports, so Looker provides you with several ways to break it down using filters. The most important thing you need to remember when you use filters is that once you have selected your filters, you have to click the purple Run button in the top right corner of the screen. Your filters will not take effect until you do. From the look you are viewing, to see the list of filters and edit them, click the black arrow next to the word Filters at the top left side of the page. This works for dashboards as well. This is what you'll see once you click that down arrow. Let's say you're sending this report to the troop organizer at Washington Elementary. You need to do 3 things to filter the report and see only members that are associated with a troop at Washington Elementary. First, update the troop or group filter to show contains instead of is equal to. Click the arrow on the side of that filter box to see a list of options. When you click into the actual filters box, you will see a drop-down with a list of every troop in your service unit. You'll see a little gray circle for a moment while it finds your options. You don't have to choose one of the options in that list. You can type your own in. This is where those long troop names come in handy. By having the school in the troop name, we can filter on just the school because the troop name will always contain the school name. So, type in the name of the school you want to see, Washington, and press Enter. Finally, click the purple Run button in the top right corner of the screen. To see your report again, click the black arrow next to the word Filters to collapse them. Now you can see that you're only seeing members that are in a troop at Washington Elementary. Next, I'll give you a bit more detail about the individual filters in the full roster look. The year filter will give you a choice of 2 years. One will always be the current year. The second option varies depending on the time of year. At the beginning of the membership year, from October 1st to April 1st, your second option will be last year. This is so you can track how you're doing compared to last year as you work on your recruitment efforts throughout the year. Once early registration starts on April 1st, your second option will be next year, so you can see how your service unit is doing with early registration. You can't change the service unit filter. You only have access to your own service unit. Even if you change it, you'll get information for your service unit. The troop or group filter is the reason for our long troop numbers. You can update the troop or group filter to use contains and then type in the name of the school. You'll get a list of only the members that are registered to a troop in that school. You can also search for individually to get a list of your individually registered members. Individually registered members are girls who participate in Girl Scout programming on their own with the help of a parent or other adult in their life. Some of these girls are very active. Others become members specifically to go to camp in the summer. You or your IRM coordinator should be reaching out to these girls occasionally to invite them to service unit events and communicate about the cookie program activity and fall nut sale. You should also pull up the list of girls from disbanded troops by searching for disbanded. These are girls who have an active membership, but their troop has disbanded. These girls haven't decided yet how they'd like to continue to participate. Please reach out to them to discuss options, either the IRM program or open troops in your area. Position lets you filter out just co-leaders or just cookie captains or any other position you're looking for. You will never need to filter for background check status or background check expiration date. Background checks are handled at the council level. Questions or concerns about background checks should be sent to your volunteer support specialist. Girl grade is the grade of the girl. There's one thing to keep in mind. In preparation for the next membership year, all troops age up on July 1st. The grade that a girl shows does not change until the start of the new membership year, October 1st. From July 1st to October 1st, you will see the girl's grade as the grade for the previous year. That also means you may see a third grade troop that is filled with girls who appear to be in second grade for a few months at the end of the membership year. Be sure to communicate that when you share these reports, particularly in September when it may cause confusion. Girls' school is the school a girl attends. If you see school not found or missing school, please check in with the troop leader or have the troop organizer at the school check in to find out which school the girl attends. We never assume that a girl attends the school where her troop is located, since that is not a requirement to join a troop. First name, last name, and email are self-explanatory. This is helpful if you're looking for a specific individual or family. Email is usually the best way to filter if you have that information. Otherwise, use first name and last name. You would be shocked at how many girls are named Jennifer. We've already covered the rules for making a decision whether to pull out members that don't allow email. The troop details look gives you extremely detailed information about each troop. There is no personal information in this report, but it still should not be distributed outside the GSY's organization. There is more detail here than is available online in the Opportunity Catalog. You should send this report to your troop organizers at least once a month, preferably before the service unit meeting. Talk with your troop organizers about how often they need this information. This report is vital to keeping the online Opportunity Catalog up to date. Please encourage your troop organizers to keep in touch with the troops in their school and to check the information they have against the information on this report. Sometimes, troops change their meeting times and forget to tell us, or they forget to tell us at all. Let's dive into the information available on this report. We've already talked about the service unit and troop or group. Participation gives us an idea of how the troop functions. A troop is a group of girls that have a group of adults, usually volunteers, leading them through the curriculum. IRM means individually registered member. These are individually registered members and girls from disbanded troops, which we've already discussed. Series means the troop was intentionally short-lived. For example, our Summer Daisy troops. We know they're only going to be about 4 sessions, and then the girls will be moved into other troops. So that's a series because we don't plan for it to be around for very long. There's a filter for indirect. This will give you things like your delegate lists. The next filter in line is the Girl Scout community year. This tells you what year the information is reflecting. You'll see that these troops show that they are in the 2020 Girl Scout year. On July 1st of each year, troops are automatically advanced to grade to reflect the coming year, even though the membership year hasn't changed yet. This is so troops can use the volunteer toolkit to plan their upcoming year. The year reflected as 2020 means this is the information for the 2019-2020 school year and reflects the girls' grade in fall of 2019. Next to the year is program grade level. This will tell you what level of Girl Scouting the troop is in, or if it is a multi-level troop that supports more than just one grade level. For example, a troop that is combined first and second grade would be multi-level because they are serving both daisies and brownies. The troop grade shows the grade that the girls are in during the community year listed. The troop grade is based on what is reported to our system. If a troop is mostly 8th graders, but there is one 9th grader in the troop will probably be listed as an 8th grade troop. That also means it will be listed as a cadet troop. If you know a troop is functioning as a different level than is listed, please let your engagement consultant know. These columns, meeting frequency, meeting days, meeting start time, meeting end time, meeting location, and meeting notes, tell you when and where the troop meets. Notice that Troop 1270 shows serving girls at Jefferson Elementary, Wauwatosa School District. If the meeting location says serving girls from, that means we haven't confirmed where the troop meets, even though we assume that they are meeting at the school. But take a look at all the information from their meetings. Going through the columns, they have told us that they meet once a month on Thursday from 3:30 to 4:30. Now look at the meeting notes. They show that the troop meets on the 3rd Thursday of the month at Jefferson. Someone probably missed updating the meeting location time, so let your engagement consultant know, and they can get that fixed. Now go to the 5th row, Troop 1564. You'll see that we're assuming the troop meets once a month, but their meeting day is listed as TBD, and the start and end time have a null symbol, the little circle with a line through it in them. If you see this in the report, please be sure to have the troop organizer for the school reach out to get that information from the troop. If there is no troop organizer, please make that reach out yourself. Even if the null symbol is in the meeting notes section only, we do like to confirm which week of the month the troop meets, or at least the meeting dates that they have scheduled so far if it isn't consistent. The Girls Assigned column tells you how many girls are currently registered to the troop. Please work with your troop organizers to use this information to work with troop co-leaders to make sure all their girls are registered. This number should be the same as the number of girls the co-leader is reporting that they have. If there are fewer girls, please have the troop co-leader contact customer care to get a list of girls currently registered so they can work with the rest of the families to get their girls registered. Every girl and adult who participates in a Girl Scout activity or event must be a registered member. Girls Pending shows girls who are in the middle of the registration process. Most often, these are girls who were working on getting registered and stopped for some reason, but had already selected the troop. If a troop seems to have a lot of girls pending, please reach out to the troop leader to see if she's struggling to renew the troop. Pending girls take up space in the troop and can prevent additional girls from registering to the troop. Desired number of girls is the number that the co-leader has indicated is the maximum number of girls they can accommodate in their troop. This number should never be less than 12, which is the minimum number of available spots in GSY's troops. Many troops are happy to welcome more girls into their troop. You and your troop organizers should check in with your troops to find out if this number is correct. If they're willing to add girls, great. Let your engagement consultant know. Sometimes, a troop co-leader is a bit ambitious when she starts and says she's happy to take 30 girls. There are troops that big that thrive, but once in a while the troop hits the 12 or 15 girl mark and the co-leader has second thoughts and decides she wants to cap the troop right where it is. As long as the troop has at least 12 girls, your engagement consultant will be happy to help with that. You might also want to alert your volunteer support specialist if you think the troop co-leader is struggling. Girl Openings Remaining tells you how many more girls can join a troop. If the troop has openings, girls will be able to join at any time, and GSY staff won't hesitate to add a new girl. It's important that if a troop can't accommodate more girls, the desired number of girls is set so that the openings remaining equals 0. Displaying Catalog tells you whether the troop is visible in the online opportunity catalog. If there is an N in this column, families trying to register to the troop won't be able to find it when they search the opportunity catalog. If the openings remaining equals 0, the troop will automatically be removed from the opportunity catalog. If there are openings remaining, there should usually be a Y in this column. If the openings remaining column and this column are mismatched, please check in with your engagement consultant. There are several filters available on the Troop Details report. We've covered what each of the filters means because they're pretty much exactly the columns in the report. Just like in the full report filters, you can click inside the box to get a list of available options. Don't forget to click the purple Run button in the top right-hand corner once you've chosen your filters. Here are a couple of examples of what you can do. You can use these filters to narrow down information by school by typing in the name in the troop or group filter and making sure it's set to Contains. Your troop organizers will be needing this information. You can look for only troops with fewer than 8 girls assigned to find those troops that really need an extra hand with recruitment. You can also look only at troops that are displayed in the opportunity catalog if you're helping someone find a troop and only want to see troops that are available. The Membership Analysis Dashboard gives you a broad picture of your service unit over 2 years. During early registration, from April 1st to September 30th, you will see this year and next year, so you can see how your service unit is doing in getting girls re-registered during early registration and re-registering and registering girls during the fall. From October 1st to March 31st, you will see the current year and the previous year. The number reflected in the previous year boxes are the number of girls and adults that were registered to the service unit on the same date last year. You can use this information for membership planning purposes with your service unit team by diving into how your service unit is doing compared to last year. You can also keep track and make sure you're seeing the increase in membership that you're expecting during peak registration times. You can also see how many troops you have in the service unit, so you can make sure that you have the same number on your radar and can keep an eye to make sure that your service unit positions have been filled with the correct number of people registered to them. This report is a dashboard. That means you have several tiles on the page. Clicking the link in each tile will bring up more detailed information. The link is either the big green number or the title of the graph. For example, if I click the active troops number, I will see an overlay come up with the Troop Details report. To leave this and get back to the dashboard, simply click the X at the top right. You can download this page in its current format with the graphs and tiles if you'd like to send it out to your team. I'll cover how to do that shortly. Let's dive into each of these tiles. The current year numbers show you the number of girls and adults that were registered to your service unit as of yesterday. The adults number includes adult volunteers, registered members in non-volunteer roles, and all lifetime members placed in your service unit based on their zip code. These two tiles will change based on the time of year. This recording is being done in July, so they are showing next year, which they will do from April 1st to September 30th. Starting October 1st, the tiles will show previous year. The number here will show you how many girls were registered on the same date last year. Remember, Looker is always showing you numbers for yesterday. This shows you the number of active troops in your service unit. In this case, active means that the active box in the system is checked. It doesn't necessarily mean that the troop is meeting. This works closely with the graph right below, troops with at least one member. The member could be a girl or adult member, but it means someone is registered to the troop. This number might be higher than the active number of troops. That's because some service unit positions, like girl delegates, are recognized by the system as a troop, but we don't have it marked active since it's not a true troop. If the number of troops with at least one member is ever lower than the number of active troops, you'll need to do a bit of investigating to find out which troops haven't re-registered and whether they need to be disbanded. Your troop organizers can help with this. Finally, if your number for next year is significantly lower than it was for the current year, or after October 1st, the current year is lower than the previous year, take a look to find out why. Did you have a lot of troops disband? Have you not started the new troops that usually get started? Or is there something else? The members by type tile shows you your girl and adult membership numbers, broken down just a bit more. On this tile, you can see how many lifetime members are registered to your service unit and how many adult members. The adult member number does not include the lifetime members. In the row above this, the adult member number is a total for both adult members and lifetime members who are also adults. If you have a fairly large number of lifetime members in your service unit, be sure to check in and see who they are. Some of them might be a great non-traditional volunteer if you can refresh their passion for Girl Scouts. The members by grade shows you how many girls are registered in each grade. The graph here is fairly typical. You can use this information to see where you have big drop-offs of girls and try to work with your service unit teams and the troop leaders in those grades to try to stop that sudden loss. We usually see big dips when troops enter middle school, so working with the troop leaders of troops that are in their last year at a school to form a plan for the transition is extremely important. The positions tile shows you how many people are registered to each position in your service unit. It's very important that everyone in a given position is registered to that position. That may mean that someone is listed in several positions. This report can help you make sure that happens. For example, if you have 23 troop organizers, but the report is only showing 10, you know some aren't properly listed in the role. Touch base with your engagement consultant to make sure your service unit team is properly registered to their roles. Every troop is required to have a cookie captain listed before they are given access to the cookie system. If you have fewer cookie captains than you do active troops, you might want to see who needs help recruiting a cookie captain for their troop. You might also want to check in with troops, particularly new troops, to make sure they know that there should be someone else in the role, that the co-leader shouldn't be doing everything. Finally, one quick note about the positions that are listed here. Co-leader is the same as co-leaders, and cookie captain is the same as cookie captains. They were put in slightly differently in different troops, depending on who created the troops record for the system. It doesn't affect anything or what access the members are given. They just have slightly different words connected to the same position. There are far fewer filters here. You can choose whether to look at the current year or either next year or the previous year, depending on the time of year. You still can't change the service unit filter. The troop or group filter works the same way it does in other reports. You can select a single troop to look at, or you can look at an entire school. The new in the last 2 weeks look gives you a list of members who are new to their position or troop within the last 2 weeks. This doesn't include girls or adults who are re-registering to the same role. People only stay on this list for 2 weeks, so you should be pulling this up at least every 2 weeks. Share this information with your troop organizers so they can reach out to new co-leaders or other volunteers in their school and issue a personal invitation to the next service unit meeting. You could also reach out with a short welcome email and an invitation to the meeting. Other things you could use this for is to have your service unit cookie support team member reach out to new cookie captains or to reach out to new families. Just remember, if it's been more than 2 weeks since you checked the list, you may have missed people. We've already looked at what most of these columns mean. The only one that's new here is the position active date. That shows the date that the member completed their registration to the new troop or new position. There are similar filters here as with the membership analysis. You can choose which membership year you want to view. You can also choose which school or troop you'd like to see information for by using the troop or group filter as we've discussed previously. You can also filter by position if you just want to see new cookie captains or new co-leaders, for example. We've already discussed who you can share this information with. Please remember that misuse of this information may result in you being removed as a Girl Scout volunteer. Now I'll show you how to share the information. From any look, you can download the information contained in the look. In the top right corner of the page, click the gear next to the Run button. You'll get a drop-down with several options, including download as PDF or download as CSV. Download as CSVs. Looker will download a zip file that contains a CSV file for you. A CSV file is compatible with Microsoft Excel and just about all of the freeware spreadsheet programs. Creating the file this way will allow you to edit the information before you send it. For example, you can delete the columns that include background check information or other information that doesn't need to be shared, like addresses or phone numbers when they're not needed. Once you've downloaded the file, you can open it, manipulate it, save it to your computer, and email it to those who need the information. This is extremely sensitive information. Please don't store it on your computer. Once you've sent the information that was needed out, please delete these files and immediately remove them from your recycle bin. If you need to access it again later, you'll want to be sure to access the most up-to-date information anyway, so there's no need to save the files. Downloading the information from a dashboard is very similar. In the top right-hand corner of the page, click the gear next to the Run button. You'll have a drop-down with several options, including download as PDF or download as CSVs. To download the dashboard just as it looks on the screen, choose Download as PDF. You'll get a chance to name your file. Choose Download to download the file to your computer. Looker will open a window that will tell you the progress of creating your document. When it is done, your file will be in the Downloads folder on your computer. If you have clicked a tile in a dashboard and have the details screen up, there's a button in the top right corner of the screen that says Download Results. When you click that, you'll see a pop-up that gives you some options about how to download your file. You have more options for a file format here. In general, choose CSV. If you have Microsoft Excel, this screen will give you the option to download the information as a Microsoft Excel file. Leave the 3 middle options alone and give your file a new name if you'd like. Click Download, and your file will be saved to your Downloads folder. This is the basics of Looker. If you have questions or need guidance about what to share when, please contact your volunteer support specialist. If they're not able to answer a Looker-specific question, they can direct you to the person who can help you get the answers you need. Thank you for taking the time to learn about the amazing functionality of Looker and how it can be an asset that your service unit team will use often.